So here's an extremely common hair problem. Oily roots up here, dry ends down there. If you have this problem, listen up because I'm gonna share a science-backed method to fix this permanently. Now, the reason this happens is not because hair is hard or complicated. It's because you've been trying to learn hair through advertisements that were dressed up to look like hair advice. That leads to a lot of sales, but it's terrible for your hair, so let me get to the truth. First of all, conditioner does not solve dryness. If you could cure your dry ends by going to the grocery store and being like, I think I'll get a more hydrating conditioner this time, you would have solved dry ends years ago. So why doesn't conditioner actually help? Because of a concept that no one in hair ever talks about. The health of your hair actually revolves around moisture retention. Think of your hair as a bucket. You can put as much water in that bucket as you want, but if it has a big old hole in the bottom, all that moisture is gonna leak right out. And believe it or not, your hair works the exact same way. It's not just one solid surface, it has a bunch of little holes in it the moisture is constantly trying to leak out of. Color damage, heat damage, and wear and tear all create these little holes in your hair. That's actually what hair damage is. It's holes in the protective outer layer of your hair called the cuticle that moisture leaks out of. I'll show you exactly how to fix that in just 1 second, but to properly do that, we have to fix your oily hair first. Oily hair is such a pain. Having to wash it all the time, checking to see if it's gotten greasy yet, really takes the fun out of hair. Maybe you've tried scalp products or scrubbers or copied time-consuming hair washing routines that are really just advertisements trying to get you to buy stuff. And yeah, buying new stuff can be a lot of fun.
I love buying new stuff.
I'm not telling you not to do that, but I need you to remember there are only 2 things that help get rid of hair oil. First is your shampoo soulmate. It's a shampoo that's a perfect match for your hair type, so it stays clean for 3 days, hopefully longer. Shampoo soulmates should be simple and pure. They get rid of oil and buildup while leaving nothing behind on your hair. The problem with most shampoos is they try to get all fancy by adding ingredients that they say will repair your hair or make it grow faster and stuff like that. But what most of my clients don't realize is that those ingredients stay stuck in your hair, weighing it down, making it get oily and greasy way sooner than it should. It's kind of like cleaning your coffee table with pine sol. It makes it look nice and shiny, but when you touch it, you can feel that sticky layer of film on it. It's fine for a coffee table, but you don't want that for your hair.
What was the slogan for Pine Sol? Do you remember it? It's that kind of clean.
You don't want that kind of clean. Switching from a regular shampoo to your shampoo soulmate will remove all that oil and buildup and make sure nothing gets left behind in your hair so it stays fresh and bouncy for days. All right, so that's the first half of getting rid of oily hair. The second half is learning a couple hacks to get your hair even cleaner when you wash it. And this is more important than the first part. And I know you're thinking right now, Chris, I have nothing to learn when it comes to washing hair. I already know how to do that. But I can promise you that if I took you to one of my shampoo bowls over there and washed your hair for you, you will be like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry I doubted you. Please teach me how to wash my hair like that. So first off, if you've seen all the TikTokers telling you to emulsify your shampoo in your hands, that is absolute hogwash. That's like a financial advisor telling their clients to buy a bunch of expensive stuff so they look rich. You don't want to look like you're washing your hair, you want to actually be washing your hair. It's terrible to lather shampoo in your hands because once it puffs up, it's really hard to force it down to your scalp beneath the hair. And that's where you really want it because that's where the oil is. Oil is produced by your scalp, not by your hair. And yes, I know that massaging shampoo down to your scalp takes more work than just rubbing bubbles along the top of it, but there's a reason they call it work. It's because it works. I'm looking at you. You have to apply your shampoo as a liquid before it puffs up and lathers, starting in the back because that's the hardest part to get clean. And when you do this, you're gonna pull your hair apart and give yourself an opening and then press that shampoo all the way down to your scalp. If you don't get it down past your hair onto your scalp, it's not gonna get clean, you're gonna have oily hair. Next, take a little more shampoo and press it into the top of your scalp like where your part would normally be. Again, you wanna press press down to your scalp. Then take the rest of your shampoo and apply it to the sides of your scalp. And only now, once you've applied your shampoo beneath your hair, are you gonna start working it in and scrubbing. Now, as you do that, it's gonna start puffing up from beneath your hair, cleansing your scalp and roots from the bottom, so everything is immaculately clean. It's way better.
Pine Sol clean.
Not that clean. But to do that, you can't be doing this swishy thing with your palm and fingers like most people do, because that does not get your hair clean. Shampoo is a surfactant, meaning that one side binds to the water and the other side binds to oil. The only way your shampoo can bind to oil is to touch it. And that way when you rinse the water, it yanks the shampoo out of your hair down the drain with the oil. The problem is that never gets to happen when you leave the layer of oil on your scalp intact. The shampoo is only able to remove some of the top layer. That leaves you with a ton of oil on your scalp, even though you just washed, which is super gross. So instead of lazy palms, you use your fingertips to break up that layer of oil, and you lift it off your scalp so shampoo can get rid of it easily and the oil problem is gone. You probably also know that you need to wash twice to get your hair clean. Just imagine trying to clean a pan of bacon grease, except it's got a bunch of hair in it. You're never gonna get it clean in just one wash. But before we move on, you need to know that your shampoo soulmate is going to be a professional shampoo. It is never going to be a Dove or a Pantene or Herbal Essence type thing. Those are actually 3-in-1 products for people that don't have a real hair routine. They actually intentionally leave buildup on your hair to increase shininess and prevent frizz. But it's 2025 now, and 3-in-1s are for teenage boys. It's time to get you a real hair routine. My Trinity routine is only 2 products after shampoo and conditioner. And if any of this is heading home, I highly recommend you check out my recommended product list in the description. It has a hair type quiz so you can find your hair type, matching shampoo soulmate, and Trinity routine. Dryness. All right, so now that we've gotten rid of the oily hair, we can now come back and properly address the dryness, because this next step is where a lot of my clients get lost and stop making progress. So you got your shampoo and conditioner soulmate, you've got the hair washing hacks we just went over, and you think your oily hair problems are behind you. And they are, as long as you don't fall for this next mistake, which is thinking, I need a bunch of moisturizing products so my hair doesn't dry out. But that's the absolute worst thing you could do right now. That's like sneezing on your glasses right after you clean them. Almost all moisturizing products are way too heavy and oily. And if you use even one of them, you've just undone all the hard work of getting your hair nice and clean. So the trick I'm about to teach you is how to moisturize your hair without adding any extra weight or buildup. And the mechanism for doing this is actually really important. We're going to add moisture to the inside of your hair, none to the outside of your hair. Moisture that sits on the outside layer of your hair does not benefit you at all, just makes the hair heavy and greasy. There's only 2 magical products that add moisture to the inside of your hair. The first is conditioner. The second is a high quality oil. You're probably thinking that this was gonna be complicated, but it's not. Hair is actually really easy when you have the answers. So when you get out of the shower, your hair is already moisturized by your conditioner. But we're back to the leaky bucket problem. All hair, no matter how healthy, loses moisture to the environment, so you're on a timer. And if you do what most people do, which is sit back and just let it dry out, you might as well leave your wallet by the curb outside your house, because you're just asking for bad things to happen. What you need is a very light, waterproof barrier around each individual hair strand that will prevent the moisture from leaking out. And if you remember how I said that a proper hair routine has 2 products after shampoo and conditioner, product 1 will give you that protective barrier. It's called leave-in conditioner. You just want to make sure to use one from my recommended product list, because it's essential that the one you use is extremely light so it doesn't make your hair all oily and heavy.
And gross.
And gross. This is my secret weapon. No one else has been praising leave-in conditioner the way I have for as long as I have. Right after you get out of the shower, towel dry your hair, and this needs to be the very first product that goes into your hair. If you have fine hair, you want to use 8 to 10 sprays. Medium, use 10 to 12. Or if you have coarse hair, 12 to 16. This here's actually my own leave-in conditioner, which isn't coming out for a month. You can't even get it yet, so get another one until then. Leave-in conditioner is strong enough to protect and seal all of your hair, but it needs a little bit of help in one spot which is your ends. The reason is because your ends are open and exposed. They're basically a big old hole in the end of your hair that moisture can leak right out of. But looking back at our routine here, product 2 is gonna help those ends stay moisturized, and that is hair oil. Hair oil will penetrate the outer layer of your hair to moisturize the inside of your ends so they stay healthy and sealed. The only thing is, there's 2 big mistakes that my clients make with hair oil. The first is using way too much. Less is more when it comes to hair oil. This is powerful stuff. Fine hair only needs a few droplets. If you don't know what a droplet is, it's a baby drop. It's kind of like an owlet is a baby owl. Fun fact. The second mistake my clients make with hair oil is going for a cheap one. If the oil is under $15, it's low quality and will sit on the outside of your hair instead of absorbing into the inside of it, which is what you want. If you're new here, this is my Trinity routine. It's like the level 1 of understanding hair. It keeps your roots, mids, and ends all healthy, and you'll be shocked by the improvement you'll see going from no routine to the Trinity routine. If you don't believe me, believe these people. And let's be honest, this is probably less products than you're using right now. I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't tell you a story real quick about one of my clients that had a ton of oily hair problems. For a couple months, I went over her products, her routine, the way she washed, and no matter what, I could not figure out what was making her hair oily. Eventually, one time she came in out of nowhere and she goes, "Chris, I watched your video about how to clean brushes. I didn't know I was supposed to do that." She had never cleaned her brushes once. So every time she got out of the shower, she would use the same old gross brushes with skin flakes and oil through her clean hair. You need to be cleaning your brushes to keep your hair clean. I recommend every month, but if you're bad and do it like every 2 months, you'll be just fine. Another story I really need you to hear is about one of my stylists. In my salon, we test every major hair care product that comes out. That turns out to be a ton of products sometimes, so I'll give them to my stylist to take home and use for themselves. One of these times, I gave my stylist an Amika product to take home. She came in the next morning like, "Yeah, you can have this back." It made my hair a complete grease ball. So even if you're an amazing, professionally trained stylist in my salon, even if you follow the routine perfectly, just one heavy product will ruin everything for you. To help you make sure that never happens to you, you need to do what I call the heavy product test. What you're gonna do if you still have problems with oil is the next time you do your hair, leave out one product that you think might be weighing it down, making it oily. And if you notice that the oil problems go away and it's not greasy anymore, you found the product causing that problem. It's time to get rid of that product and find a lighter version. So it's extremely important that you know any product that you're using right now that's really heavy, if you carry that over to your new routine, it's gonna ruin everything just like that Amika product. All right, so if you wanna get started with your shampoo soy and Trinity routine, check out my recommended product list in the description. It has a hair type quiz and walks you through everything. Have a good one, guys.